Hello, my friends, and welcome to a new review in which was sent to me through a Steam key. This is called Steel Rain, and from what I've been told about this game, it has a bit of strategy and a bit of shoot 'em up and a bit of RPG element to it. So I set up to where it's doable for me to play. So as you see, you can have a new game, you can edit, you can have options, stats, credits, and if you want to, quit the game. But we're going to actually go into this game. We left Earth to find a new home. Of course, they called it a fresh start. As if our survival was certain. 3 frigates were sent to an unknown destination with all that was left after disease and overpopulation had exhausted almost all resources. You spell resources wrong. On Earth. Our journey to seek out and colonize, spell colonize wrong, a habitable planet. Barely 3 months after beginning our journey, we had our first contact with the Xenox, an artificial intelligence whose purpose is to conquer other planets, exploit captured civilizations with a Z, not an S, and force them into slavery. So Xenox's first strike destroyed 2 of our frigates. We, the 12,846 passengers of the remaining frigate, the Citadel, survived because of the heroic maneuvers. You can't spell maneuver right, can you? By the frigate Federal, which disabled our attackers. 3 years have passed since then. We managed to hide in a nearby asteroid field and recover the debris of the Xenox hunter ships. Since then, our scientists have been desperately trying to understand the Xenox technology to be able to defend ourselves from future attacks. An increased amount of riots due to the hopeless situation and foreseeable lack of food have led to the deaths of several crew members. With all hope nearly lost, rumors of a breakthrough from our scientists began to spread like wildfire through the Citadel. They said we finally had a weapon to repel the Xenox. Maybe I should just let it just type itself out and read. Our desperation turned into euphoria. For the last time, humanity will display its full potential. Our engineers have found the key to adapt Xenox technology. And finally, our crew were introduced to Project Steel Rain. The Xenox ship core can produce a nearly unlimited amount of power. A modified core is carried by two heavily armored manned wing ships. Which transfer the core power directly into the weapons system. Close to completion of Steel Rain, we received an emergency signal from a nearby planet, Gaia Prime. Were there any survivors of the lost frigates? The time has come to confront the Xenox fleet on Gaia Prime. This time as an attacking force with a single weapon. Project Steel Rain. Welcome to the hangar. My name is Estelle. I'm your personal assistant. From here, you can reach all areas of the Citadel. Select missions now to change the planet view. Difficulty settings affect the amount of the enemy HP, firepower, speed, income, and score. Hardcore mode additionally increases difficulty, incoming damage, 1 incoming, and game speed. There's also an easy mode for beginners. You can replay any mission with better equipment and more experience in higher difficulties to maximize your score and leaderboard position. Why do I actually give a shit about that? Let's go through the tutorial, shall we? Varia 9. I get that. Let's see, you can move the game. You can use the gamepad or the keyboard. Or I can into Fire. I can use A or Y. Keyboard to space or mouse with the left mouse button. Change formation during gameplay. Maximize evasion and damage. Change formations with the right mouse button. Shift key or gamepad joystick buttons 2 or 3. Wing formation A. Defense medium, weapons high, extra highest fire rate, and widest range. Advantage, get balance for most situations. Weakness, enemy missiles and mines. Of course. Information B. Strong. Strong defense. Plasma toroid bolter. Extra armor penetration. Advantage, evasion, and armored enemies. Weakness, limited bullet speed. Formation C, of course, weak defense. Weapons, short pulse laser. Extra, item attractor and heat-seeking missiles. Advantage, multiple targets and rear fire. Weakness, attack range and incoming bullets. Power up. You can collect parts of the destroyed enemy ship to gain experience, credits, and temporary weapon boosts. Permanent upgrades are available for credits between missions in the hangar upgrade area. You can attract items automatically when you charge to Formation C. Okay. Combos with a K, really? Each kill or item increases your combo counter and resets the combo timer. Once activate, you need to score again before time runs out to increase the counter. With new each combo as opposed. Yeah, I know. Steal mode. Collector buy items. Activate steal mode. Total invulnerability. Use this mode to destroy as many enemies and bullets as possible by collisions. The remaining duration is shown around the core. 1 R for a round. Quick bar slots. There are upgrades for all ship parts, of course. And items to use with 4 quick bar slots during battles. But buy repair kits, bombs, or more for the quick bar. Visible on the bottom right for the screen. Overload batteries. Of course, that's my smart bombs. Overload batteries cause an explosion around. Good lord, how many people have not spelled this right? Around with 1 R. To destroy near bullets and damage enemies. Medium-sized enemies will be pushed away and small enemies will be instantly destroyed. So actually I can skip to... Okay. Yeah, let's just try it out, shall we? Well, you know, I play various shoot 'em ups. And of course this plays like an RPG because it has a health bar. It plays like an action RPG, but still. You get a hit, you take damage. Let's not try to get damaged too much. Combo boost. I feel like I'm playing some version of Thunder Force. And yes, it does have achievements. Combo Master. I guess what they did was like they looked through my my Steam page, saying, "Oh, well, you know, this guy's cool. Let's just send him a free game. Let's just send him a key." Gun Fanatic, Orbit Patrol. Nice. Got a rank A. Nice. So let's go through Gaia Prime. Okay. Oh, that's pretty cool. I can actually select my... I can select my shots. That's cool. Interesting. So, this is interesting. Very interesting. Feels like I'm playing Darius too, because, you know, that's what I'm reminded of. So far, I have to say this game is pretty good. Cash for Rip. Oh, wow. Look at that. I mean, this game is pretty good, considering... Oh, I got a laser beam? Oh, yes. I mean, considering that... You know, it's not bad, really. I mean, this is what you call a solid game. You know, I can forgive the fact that, you know, they're going... You know, they're just speeding through it or something like that, you know, with the spelling errors and whatnot. I can forgive that, you know. You know, I can forgive that, you know. I mean, it's okay, you know. It's not bad with the, you know, the fact that they were sort of in a rush to make these games. And I mentioned this before in various other indie reviews that I've done. Don't ever rush. I know you're probably on a schedule or anything, but don't ever rush trying to do something like Spell, you know. Like, for everything you gotta do, take your time with it. You know, it's okay for you to, you know, to take your time with certain games. You know, I applaud the work that you put in, but just remember, don't rush. But as I'm just giving it a, you know, the benefit of the doubt, I'm just giving it a first run, per se. I like this. You know, I like shooters, And, you know, as much as the shooters are, you know, steel version. As much as the shooters are you know, are are just not all the same, but you know, as long as they do the job, as long as they aren't that hard, you know, I got nothing to say. Drones are very powerful helpers in battles. You can build a drone in the upgrade area in exchange for collected resources. My only thing I had to say is don't try to rush what you're doing. You know, it's like, oh, I have to. No, spelling is just as important as anything else. Like, people like me would actually just pick. Because, hey, I'm a teacher. I had to pick at certain things like that. See, I'm not just a gamer, I'm a teacher. And one thing that's really important is that, you know, spelling. Like, resources only has one S, not two. But yes, I am looking through certain games. Like I said, I welcome indie games, so as long as you take your time with them. Don't feel like you're in a rush to do them because, you know, that's not good. I mean, Steam is a big platform. Yes, it's a big game platform, but still. The most important thing about making a game is just to have fun while you're... Try to have as much fun as you can while you're making it, you know? Like, recently, you know, I noticed World of Long Plays or CubeX55 are showing Steam games. They've been showing, you know, mainly like indies or something like that. And I've seen games on other channels. Like I've seen Volgar the Viking, Shovel Knight. And so far, like I said, I like it. I got nothing wrong with this. This is pretty good. The music is quite good for what it's been used. You know, it doesn't feel boring. It doesn't sound boring, that's for damn sure. It's not bad, and I know I'm nearly getting myself killed, but considering how much I'm doing damage in this game, game is pretty badass. I'm not kidding. This game is pretty badass. And I'm picking up achievements by the bushel. And as you can tell, yes, playing by time limit too. Stage complete. Thank you. I'd say I'm going to give it like at least 2 stages. 2 main stages. And just give my thoughts about it. But I am giving my thoughts about it, but in more detail. I can basically say, you know, for what it's worth, as a shooter with an RPG, like elements, it's like the odds are empty, you know. And usually, like I said, usually Fridays are usually the days I usually cover reviews or Chests of Obscurity, something like that. I don't want to mention, okay. Appreciable difference, okay. So that means if I buy one little thing, okay. I don't know why I got 1, 2, but whatever. At least what I'm playing with, you know, it's worth trying out, like I said. And skill mode is basically, you know, invincible, so go crazy, go nuts. But in this case, what I'm doing is just basically going through the motion with every shooter. Some are good, some are terrible. This one seems to have, you know, been well made. And you know, I cannot turn down anything that has been well made. And for what it's worth, you know, it is pretty good. For games like these, you know, it's a nice score builder. Never enough. Yes. You know, this is one of those score builder games that, you know, you have to enjoy, you know. It's like Darius. Darius is one of those score builder games. I mean, at least when you're shooting, you can upgrade your shot, so that's always nice. You can always upgrade your shots, your damage, which you really don't see much in shooters. You never hear about, you know, how strong or weak certain you know, certain shots are. Most times in games like these, I'm trying to avoid as much as I can. All the while just trying to, you know, play through the game. It's not like I'm not paying attention to the game. I am really paying attention to the game. Certain times in the game, I'm just like really focused hard, you know? If that makes sense. A lot of people say it's hard to play a game and talk at the same time. I don't believe that. And most people say it's hard to walk and chew bubblegum at the same time, but people tend to do that without no problems. Skill combo. Also seeing out how many achievements I can get in this one video while I'm reviewing this game. I'm not real big on achievements, but when I do, I want it to be worth something, you know. Not like playing a game isn't worth something, but I mean, when you have certain accolades, when you have certain accolades, you want them to be worth, you know, keeping. That damage, man. So much better, but I tell you, man. Feels like I'm also playing another version of the Steel Empire. It's fast, it's a little bit crazy, but not like Toho crazy. I mean, I do have a few Toho games. But they're not as crazy as, say, like Giga Wing. That's mainly what you want to do when you get Steel mode. Just get it all in there. I'm well aware that's a boss. clear Gaia Prime. Bonus escape. Really? Oh, okay, thank you. Oh, son of a bitch. Got it. Don't touch the bread. The blue's okay. It also feels like I'm playing an Amiga game for some reason. And I've never played anything straight out of Amiga before. Maybe a few ports that originally looked like they came out of Amiga, like Battle Squadron and sort of Sodan, or even Shadow of the Beast. Our mission on Gaia Prime was a success. We found survivors with intact cargo in the Federal's wreck parts. We're now able to send out settlers to build a new colony. Fill the colonization area for more details. So we got here you can colonize all liberated planets. Send out settlers to start colonization. Oh, okay. Colonization capsule launch. Settler. Oh, nice! Okay, I see what they can do. Colonizing interface. In the center, you can see a planet surface view of your colony on the left side. You see all the information about the selected building on the right side. All stats for this and other colonies are displayed. Create your first habit to increase colony's population. Oh, so it's like Sim City. Okay. To begin with the construction, drag the first building from the bottom bar into the planet grid. Okay. So it's like that. Okay, so it's like Sim City. Nice. I like that. So we can also do this for any planet we rather interesting. It has a sim aspect, an RPG aspect, and a shooter. It's not just all shooter, but it's everything I kind of want if ever I want a decent hybrid for an indie. This is pretty interesting. You know, it's not like okay, you gather a lot of credits for all this. Hammer and laser, instruction complete. Oh, okay, cool. But I mean, this is nice though. as I'm looking at this is rather nice. You can actually just, go through all the motions. You can build colonies and whatnot. New quest available. Okay. But mainly, the more you wait, the more quests will just pop up. That's nice. I'm liking this. This is something different. This is not just your standard shooter. It's a little bit of everything. It's RPG. It's sim management. You can actually build upon. It's like playing Dune. Okay, so this is pretty sweet. You can actually just do that. Just not only level everything up, but you can just you can actually build stuff. This is pretty cool. I like that. It's like this. When you're an indie game developer, that's the one thing you gotta maximize on. You have to imagine. You have to pull out every stop of the imagination. Because if you don't, it's like, okay, so it's your standard. Because people like me, I'm very open-minded about what I want for my video games. If somebody were to send me a game, I have certain standards and practices about video games. For me, it has to be like a good book. You have to get me right when you say press start, and it has to get me right there. 5 seconds. You have 5 seconds to impress me. Not just because you have to, but no. It is very important to get the player to actually like your game. Not just like your game, but get into the game and like the game and enjoy the game for what it's worth. Because you got people, because you got less players out there aside from me. I'll give a good example. Alright, I'll just give an example. Zeta Plays. Zeta Plays actually covers some Steam games. Some he actually gives a good look, and if they're good enough, there'll be a Let's Play. I'm the same way. If the review is good, see, there we go. Because, like, me, it's like a game like this, I could sit down. It's like I need a go-to game sometimes. I need a go-to game in which sometimes when I don't feel like recording anything or, doing a Let's Play or something like that. Now it has something that is worth, the reason why you're playing this. Now why you're playing a shooter, it kind of makes sense now. It's like, oh, this is the reason. As I said, I got this like yesterday. I didn't get around to doing this sooner because I had Steam updates, like, good lord, at least like 3 of them. One being game update, 2 being, for Steam itself. As I said, there are people that do cover indie games. I know Ryu. Whenever he gets a game from me, or yeah, namely when he gets a game from me or from anybody else, being that it came from Epic Quest Games or something like that, we give it the benefit of the doubt. What's good about it? What's terrible about it? Because not every game is going to be accepted, but I will give it what it deserves. I will give it its time in the spotlight and just take it from there. That's what I do with most of my game reviews. I don't just say, "Oh, this is crap," and I don't say this is crap and give no reason why. No, I feel if it plays like crap and it wasn't handled well, there's your reason. Master's Choice Nimble Defender. Woo! Good lord. I can see whenever you're doing something like this, it makes sense of why you have new quests, why you're making this and you're doing all this. Because, like I said, I like games that are actually enjoyable and entertaining. It's like, oh, hey, I could do this. Hey, I could do this. Or something of that nature. Like, oh, hey, this is worth this. This is worth this. Games like these, in which are very innovative, that works. Excuse me. That works for me, because you can't ever have enough games that are just basically enjoyable. And at the same time, innovative. That's the one thing that's missing. This whole ordeal with like, to me, yeah, like I said, to me, that's what's most important. You gotta have creativity. You can't just let everything be the same. Like, I know first-person shooters, they became the same until BioShock, Borderlands, I don't know what else. Shadow Warrior. They all became different right after that. It's not like, oh well, it has to be Call of Duty. No, it don't have to be Call of Duty. You can't just have it like, oh, it has to be like Call of Duty. It has to be like, no. It's like a lot of platformers don't have to be like Mega Man or anything else like that. They could be something totally different. They don't have to be in the shadows of Mario, Mega Man, and such like that. It's the same thing with RPGs. Not all RPGs have to be under the shadow of Zelda or say any MMO imaginable. But it'd be nice if it was different. But it is important. To me, I feel it's important. I don't know about anybody else, but I feel it's important. So this is a quest in which you basically hold out for 3 minutes. And you're doing this for, of course, credits. And I have to say, I like that. You're doing credits for cash. And you can do this while most of your utilities are being built. And usually, whenever I put a lot of time into a game like this, it only means it's going to be well received when it gets put up on my channel. Rather, it's going to be better received because I'm putting the time and the effort into a game like this. Because games like these are just like, you know, a Let's Play. You gotta put time and effort into them. Now back in my early days, when I used to think about time and everything, I mean, I still think about time, but, you know, not so much as now. You know, I used to just rush through games. But these days, since I've grown older, it's like, well, when I get around to doing them, or when I get around to finishing them. In this case, it's when I get around to them and finishing them. I put the time in for them. It's like, when are you ever going to? I'm still doing it. It's like if I had... It's kind of like this. If I had a place of my own, that's complete. I don't care. I don't care about rank. Space Quest. Like I said, to me, sometimes I want to do. Sometimes I feel like I want to do a Let's Play. Sometimes I don't. On Fridays, that's why I just take a break from doing Let's Plays. Or if I do something different, it's going to be like, well, for the weekend, I do this. And usually the weekends are like very hectic. Because, you know, usually I'm either cooking or it just becomes stupidly hectic. I'm not kidding. It gets crazy sometimes on the weekend for me. I mean, that's how it is. That's how it is for my schedule sometimes. Felt like 10. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if I fail the quest or whatnot. Shit, I'm getting my money's worth for it. What is this? Okay, that's new. Give me a bit of income and everything. Yeah, that's fine. That's dandy. As long as I have the money for it, just like a sim game. As long as you have money for it, you can put up as much. You can put up as much as you can for for you know for your planet. Reminds me of Dune, the Battle of Arrakis. One of these days, I had to just get around to playing it. A lot of times I want to get around to playing a lot of games, but well, time is something I just don't have much of these days. But then again, how many people do have time like that these days? But I think I've covered enough of this game just to show you how much there is about this game. like you can you can build your own colonies. You can you can actually just do missions for credits. After you've taken over the planets, you can colonize them. That makes perfect sense. And of course, destroy evil and whatnot. Defend your colony and whatnot. But I feel that's enough. This game is enough for me. I feel it's like I can come back to it anytime I want to. I said, well, I don't really have to show more of the game. I've already shown all it can do. It's like I can just take my time with this. It's a little bit of everything. Thank you. But that's the thing with this game, though. It just has a little bit of everything, which I like. Not many games actually do that, and well, that's a rarity. That's what makes this game really good. It's a rarity. Plus, on top of that, you're gaining money at the same time that all this is going on. It's like, oh, you gave money just like that. So this is a game I will definitely be playing during my spare time. Like when everything is, kind of quieted down and everything. It's like, okay, boop. But yeah, this has been my first look and review of Still Rain. So with that, I'd like to thank you for watching. Of course, if you like anything on my channel besides this or any of the other stuff I've been doing, past and or present, be sure to subscribe, like, leave me a comment, tell me what you like, tell me what you want to see more of, and make sure that you do buy my book. It's $15 on Doran's posting website. Gotta make my money somehow, right? Hard copy 15, ebook 10. It's on my channel, so do take your time and check it out. So with that, I'll see you next time with more videos. Until then, I have been your friendly neighborhood Tenkaichi. Ichigo Musko. And with that, I will see you next time. So take care. God bless. Senpai's blessings upon you. And Tenkai Muso. Oshin!